Hey, what's up? This is your girl Diamond. Today I want to talk about homelessness. Um, you really never know what cards life is going to hand you. You just kind of got to take the hand and play it to the best of your ability. It doesn't matter how responsible you are. It doesn't matter how pretty, how educated, uneducated. Certain circumstances that are out of your control can happen, and you will be in situations where you don't even know how you got here. And one of those situations is homelessness. Recently, like yesterday, and within the past 6 months, a lot of trans girls have reached out to me and, kind of discussed their living situation where, they don't know. It ranges from an irresponsible adult just not handling their business to a child who transitioned and their parents kicked them out. Not a child, but you know, a younger adult, and their parents kicked them out before they was ready to be out in the world. And it's just everybody has their different stories where a girl was living with her friend. Her friend got into it, and she's out in the street. Different stories or circumstances that put them in a situation where they were where they were homeless. I remember me, I've always been a person that I had no problem with working. I was responsible and paid my bills. I hustled and, did everything I needed to do to handle my business so I can have a place to stay, food and lights, and, all the cost of living that I had. I remember staying with my mom, and she relapsed. She has a drug addiction, and she relapsed, and I was unaware that she had relapsed. And so I was staying with her. I was an adult, but I was paying a lot of the bills. Because the plan was I was on my own at first, and then she said, well, come stay with me and you go back to school and don't worry about it, because she was working, la 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 la. So that was the plan, but in the midst of the plan, she relapsed and spun out of control, but I didn't know at the time. So I was paying all the bills, but I would give her the money and she wouldn't go pay the bills. Everybody know about drug addiction, da 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 da. So by the time I realized that she had relapsed, the landlord is knocking on the door. I'm thinking that the bills are paid, blah, blah, blah. Lights are off. Landlord is knocking on the door. Y'all got to get up out of here. So all of a sudden, regardless of my responsibility, my work ethic, my pretty, da, 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 I was homeless. I was in a relationship with a down low brother, so I couldn't go stay with him. Um, Girls, you can learn a lot from a dummy like myself. If they can't be with you out in the open, you don't need to be giving them your goodies. I learned the lesson the hard way. Anyway, so I decided to move to Houston, because that's where he stayed. So I felt like it'd make our relationship better, blah 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 blah. Y'all can go back to my divorce video, all that shit. Um, you know, and he financially helped me move. But at the time, I didn't want to depend on him because I was weird with the situation. So I would call around to shelters because I was like, well, I can stay in the shelter for a little bit, and till I get on my feet, get a learn of the city, get a job, la la la. So I would call the shelter, and they would be like, well, you know, and I wasn't for sure if I should tell them that I'm trans or should I not. Would they figure it out? Will I have to? I didn't really know. I didn't want to have to play any silly games, and so I'm like, well, the ones that I told, they like, well, the female shelter, women's shelter, they said no, we can't accept any trans people here because some of the women will be fine with it, but some of the women will be not, and we don't want to have to deal with that. So you can't stay here. The male shelter said no. You would be a liability. If somebody rapes you, attacks you, bash you, whatever in our facility, then we are liable for that, and you are in a position where you can sue us. So we don't even take on that responsibility. We do not accept a person who is fully trans. Now, now they specifically asked, do you have breasts? And as you can see, these bazookas aren't going nowhere. Do you now? If you didn't have breasts and you didn't have all that stuff, and you can just come and be a boy, you can do that. What? Come and be a boy? I'm motherfucking 25. What? No, I can't do that. So, and I can't take my stuff off. I can't take things off. So, it wasn't an option. And so there was no options for me to stay anywhere. I couldn't stay at the males. I couldn't stay at the females. So where do I go? So, luckily, the down low brother, he wasn't too sorry. He paid for my rent. He paid for, he just helped me on my feet, paying for things while, I start getting my money together. And, he just helped me up. So, but a lot of times girls don't have that. Sometimes girls don't have that. So what do? And the only option is to go out here and prostitute on the street to make ends meet because they don't have anywhere to go to pay for a hotel. Let me turn a few tricks and I'll go pay for a hotel. So I can have a place to lay my head and rest instead of living under a fucking highway or, just craziness. So the options are not really there. Another thing, when you did find an option that was trans friendly, oh yeah, you're tranny, we're fine, we got tons of trannies here, but they all are positive. You have to be positive here. So I have to be sick to get some help. Yeah, to stay here, this organization is for HIV positive. What if I'm not sick? Where do I go? Oh, we can't help you. So I have to be sick to get any kind of assistance? Girl. And this was a reoccurring. I called like 3-4 people and they said, no, we only help HIV positive people. Not that they didn't, that's a bad thing. They need it. But to me, I feel like there should be options for people who, are not sick. It just was a crazy, crazy dilemma, a bunch of red tape and craziness. And I just want to point this out and talk about it. If you've been in that situation, talk about, put in the comments how you got out of it, or any kind of organizations that that help people, whether positive or negative. Put it in the comment box so people who are looking for this type of help, they can have a place to know where it's at. In any country, not any country, well, any country, yeah, country or city. If you're homeless, search through the comments, see if you see something in your area. If you're homeless in Arkansas, bitch, take your ass to New York, take your ass to Chicago, take your ass to LA, wherever you need to go, because you don't have nothing to lose there. So you need to be in cities where there's opportunities for you. You need to be somewhere where there are places where you can work, where you can get on your feet that help you with assistance. You feel what I'm saying? Why stay in Arkansas and be homeless? No, stay somewhere else. Stay somewhere else with more opportunities. That's my suggestion. Try to find you and research. Go to the library, research places for you to get on your feet. This is your girl Diamond. Tell me what you all think, and thank you for listening. You guys have a wonderful day.